Nintendo released some information about the NX. Now they're calling it the Nintendo Switch. I guess they decided to switch the name. Right, so aside from the fact that I am obviously a Nintendo faggot, let's go ahead and talk about the reasons that I am excited for the Nintendo NX. So the primary reason I'm excited about the Nintendo NX actually dates back way before I even started this channel. In fact, results of this video and this video actually show my enthusiasm for a device like this since before it was even conceived within Nintendo's head of department. Back when I was about 14, 15 years old, somewhere in there, I had this crazy idea for a dream in which I'd be able to have like a tablet or a phone that would be my primary computing device. And all I would have to do is essentially dock this device into something and have whatever I wanted. So for example, the day that mobile phones or tablets were able to have desktop grade processors and desktop grade graphics crammed into them at a very nice, not only price point, but efficiency point with the batteries, that I could literally have my computing world in my tablet or smartphone and be able to absolutely just edit video or play whatever game I wanted in ultra settings on this device, and then turn around, plug it into a laptop-like dock, and get even more performance out of this device. For example, maybe the tablet itself only has like a low power processor with integrated graphics, and I plug it onto a keyboard dock, and suddenly it has, you know, laptop, like high performance graphics. Like back then it would have been the, I think, GTX 280M crammed into the laptop, and suddenly now it's computing with the tablet interface, and now I have extended battery and I have extended graphics with the laptop. And then I can take that tablet off, take it, and then stick it into a desktop dock, and suddenly now I have the capability of having desktop grade graphics. And maybe if it's a Xeon based low power CPU within that tablet, like let's say in today's terms you could probably have a low power quad core Xeon with, you know, 16 gigs of RAM inside of a tablet. You just take that, drop it into the dock, and suddenly now you have a second low power quad core CPU inside the dock, along with a desktop grade graphics processor like a GTX 1080, and suddenly now not only do you have a desktop dock with the GTX 1080 and a second quad core low power Xeon at like 2 gigahertz running with the quad core 2 gigahertz low power Xeon that you have in your tablet already, as well as a terabyte of internal space in your tablet. It's now capable of pushing out to like 6 different displays with its GTX 1080 performance, and all you're doing is literally docking it to this dock. And evidence of this ideology can be seen all the way back to my earlier videos made in like 2010, 2009 and beyond. And you'll see that I had 2 videos. One I did on the world's cheapest netbook, which had an ARM processor, and the other one was a Toshiba NB205 that I upgraded to 2 gigs of RAM, and that had a Intel Atom processor. And the reason I bought those laptops to begin with, the reason I spent the cold hard cash that I worked as a painter at the ages of 14, 15 to buy those things is because I believed that they were pointing towards the future and what I wanted from the future. The Atom and the ARM processor were pointing in a direction at that point that I thought was absolutely magnificent. Now, on top of that, later when Apple first showed off Thunderbolt, I didn't really care for it until later when I realized that it was passing pure PCI lanes across, and there were already PCI adapters that would allow you to plug a full PCI card into it and run it over Thunderbolt. And I think back in this video here, actually I know back in this video here, I was actually running an Atico Thunderbolt box with a GT720 off of my MacBook Air, and that's how I was able to push to the two monitors that were in that laptop. In fact, this was obviously my most liked video. However, no one knew that I was pushing those two monitors from my MacBook Air over Thunderbolt with a GT720 connected over an Atico Thunderbox. I never mentioned anything of it. I originally had a video planned for it, and I actually went on this huge thing, and the project is still somewhere on that MacBook Air, and I saw it a little while ago, but I just never finished the project. I don't know why. Alright, okay, you love this kind of ideology. I can see that. So tell me, how does this play into the Nintendo Switch? Okay, I'm gonna tell you that. So, in the video that Nintendo showed showing off their Switch, they showed a couple different games. One of them was Skyrim. And not just Skyrim. It appears to be Skyrim Enhanced Edition. Wow. So Skyrim Enhanced Edition is supposedly coming to this console, even though Bethesda is stating that it's not confirmed at this point. However, it's clearly obvious that there's been at least some version of a port put onto it already. So if a console, that is a tablet, is capable of doing that, there's a possibility that that tablet that also docks also has the capability of having added horsepower within the dock. If it doesn't out of the box, there's a possibility that it could at least be added later down the road. For example, a basic edition just runs off the NVIDIA whatever chip, and then the Pro or Gamers edition has this 1060 crammed into it that boosts its graphic performance. The future that I've been basically begging for and looking for the last 10 years is basically just on the horizon. I mean, already Razer has, I think this is the Razer Core, which is actually an official supported device, unlike my Thunderbolt Atico box kind of hack thing that wasn't really supposed to work, but you could kind of get it to work, and it worked most of the time, but it was still a hack. The Razer Core actually works as it's supposed to. So with that in mind, we're getting really close to the horizon that I've been waiting for. And I think it's really only a matter of time until we start seeing tablets that can plug into things like the Razer Blade Core, like maybe a Razer Blade tablet. And then eventually, not long after that point, we start seeing full-fledged systems. I could honestly see Sony kind of chasing after this idea, putting something like a AMD Opteron within a tablet, and then that tablet plugging into the PlayStation 5 dock, which would have more powerful graphics, and a second Opteron running through some kind of weird serial bus that no one ever thought about before, and increasing the performance. But when it's in a tablet mode, it's only rendering 1080p, and you put it on the dock and now it's running 4K or 8K or whatever we're going to have when the PS5 comes out. Who knows? We could have 32 billion K by that time, because the way things are looking now, we got the PS4, the PS4 Pro or whatever it's called, and Xbox One, and Xbox One Scorpio, and all that crap. I mean, Microsoft already has this stuff figured out. What was it? This is Microsoft Surface Book. The Microsoft Surface Book already has an option which it is a full-fledged i5 within a tablet that then plugs into an NVIDIA GPU that's enclosed within the detachable keyboard. But yeah, anyway, so this is just my little like drunken geek rant or whatever it is. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you found it informative. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Leave a like, dislike, whatever. I don't care. It all means the same thing. It means someone watched it, which that's a good thing, you know, even if you dislike it. So anyway, have a good one. Cheers. Until next time. Bye. Fairly small device, but it basically does the job as you need it to. For only $12, they also include the option of a 4 GB SD card, which can make transfer between this netbook and a desktop a bit easier if you need to transfer files. And well, $12 right now for a 4 GB isn't that big. It's a pretty good deal compared to what Walmart sells them for.